Hi everyone, welcome back. This is Dina. It is Tuesday. It is the 27th of July. So that means a couple of things. One, we're almost moving. And two, WIPGO numbers came out today. Very excited about that. I will start out first sharing with you a little bit of stitching progress. I decided to pull out one of my WIPGO pieces that had been called in July, and I wanted to work on it, and it's called Dogwood Lace. And my goal for WIPGO on Dogwood Lace was to do the top border. I called it a row, but basically I determined that my row is this top border. And today, although I had to frog a bit because I got off on a corner. I got all the way to the corner and I messed up right in here somewhere, and it put all this off, and I didn't know it because I was stitching here and then here and on around, and then when I went to fill this in, it didn't fit. Had to find my error, which I did, and then I had to frog most of that out. But we got it, and I think it's really pretty. It's a lovely, lovely piece. This is Baked Apple by Weeks Dye Works on a cream Lugana fabric, 32 count. Really, really pretty. So that is another WIPGO goal met. So let's talk about WIPGO for just a moment. With the meeting of that goal, how does that change the board? And with the new numbers, how does that change it? So let me show it to you. Notice something? Yes, look at that. I got my first WIPGO bingo. I'm so excited. Let me tell you how that happened. First of all, I completed number 12, which was called in July, and that was the dogwood lace that I just showed you to complete the top row border. I did that. And then when the WIPGO numbers were called, they were 7 and 8. 7 had been yellowed out because it was Winter Quaker, and I had finished that row already. So, boo, that got to go to the blue color immediately. And then I turned this one green because that means I can work on it. So these are the two that I'll be working on once I move in August. But look at that, my first WIPGO bingo. I'm so excited. How fun is that? I'm gonna keep going. And someone actually posted in the WIPGO Facebook group, I think today or yesterday, about a question. Is anybody already thinking about WIPGO 2022? And I thought that was very interesting because I just thought about that as I was packing up all my cross stitch items, all of my projects that I had kitted hoping to get started this year. I don't know that I will get all of them started this year. I have too many whips right now, so I may not. But I need to go through there and see what I want to put on my board for WIPGO. And I need to save some room for goals on projects that I'm carrying over in the year. So I've been thinking about it. Not ready to make plans yet. I have a little bit of other things on my mind. So let me share that with you. I'll give you a little bit of a life update. I'll try to keep it a bit brief, but our life has been a bit unique and busy right now. As you know, we are moving, and to be quite honest, we had one big stressor that was affecting my husband and I, and that was that the home we were buying, our homeowner was actually a bit of a senior citizen. She's 90 years old. Her name is Mary, and Mary had signed over her power of attorney to her daughter, and so our home that we were buying contained 21 years of accumulated possessions of Mary and her husband, who had tons of tools and all kinds of things. And they had an estate sale and brought everything out of the closets and out from the basement and from the attic and everywhere. And it was all over that house. And that's when we saw how full it was. And it hadn't been moved. Nothing was happening. And we had asked through our agent to their agent, what's the plan? You know, when will things be out of the house? Because we would like to go take some measurements to make sure where we're going to place some of our furniture pieces. I don't want to have to ask the movers, you know, to, oh no, let's try it over here. Oh no, let's see if it fits over there. I want to know where it's going. Make it a little more efficient as we go. Anyway, long story short, we were very nervous because as my husband would go and walk Coco in the neighborhood, he would walk all around the house and let her smell the house and the yard, trying to let it become familiar to her before we just pick her up and move her over there. Well, in those walking around opportunities, he could see that the house was full, nothing had been taken out, and the grass hadn't been cut. And knowing Mary's advanced years, we know that she couldn't make that happen. She was going to have to depend on her family to do that. And they didn't seem to have any sense of urgency to us. And it was a little disconcerting until Sunday. So Sunday, we had asked our agent to see if they would mind terribly for us to come over and go ahead and take measurements that we needed to for our furniture placement. And they readily agreed for us to come, and we did. So right before we drove up at the house, our agent contacted us and said, don't panic. The homeowners are here. They're cleaning. And I said, woo, I'm not panicking. I'm excited. So we got there. My husband took Coco for a little walk, and I went on up to the house with our agent, and I had the most wonderful gift. Mary's daughter walked out through the garage right as we walked up the driveway, introduced herself, welcomed us to the house, and began chatting with us a little bit, letting us know that they had cleaned everything out, that they were cleaning as we were there, and, you know, just very friendly and warm and welcoming. And during that conversation, it came to light that Mary's husband had just passed away in March, and Mary has just moved in with her daughter and son-in-law, who have graciously given up an entire floor of their two-story home for Mary and her furniture and her belongings that she couldn't part with. And so what was left in the house, which was a lot, but it was, you know, all of their accumulated things. You accumulate a lot in 21 years, and that's how long they had been in that home. But the real gift was that Mary's daughter let us know Mary was there, and she was sitting in her easy chair in her master bedroom looking out the window at the yard. And so her daughter was gracious enough to introduce me, and I got to talk to Mary about her beautiful home. And the first thing she said was, I didn't want to leave my home. It's my favorite home I've ever had. And that kind of pulled at my heartstrings a little bit, you know. So I told Mary that I was extremely grateful that she had agreed to let my husband and I buy her home. And I assured her that we would take really good care of it. And but then Mary and I had the most wonderful chat. I asked her if she had been the one who used the sewing machine upstairs, and she said yes, that was the room her grandchildren used to play in, and she put her sewing machine over in the corner so she could sew while watching them. And that way they were looked after very carefully, and they weren't quite aware that they were. Anyway, I told her to be assured that that room would continue to be a room for sewing and creation and fun. And she was extremely happy about that. In fact, she asked me if they had left the sewing cabinet for me. They hadn't. We hadn't asked for it. But anyway, it was so sweet of her to think of that. A little bit later, as I was telling Mary goodbye, after I got all the little measurements I needed, I asked her another question. I asked Mary if she and her husband had been the ones who built the little walkway over to the window in the middle of the attic, because there was a platform there with a Christmas tree. And Mary giggled and said yes, that she had told her husband there needed to be a Christmas tree right there. And he had laid boards and put that little platform up there for their tree. And she said it was there every year. I didn't tell Mary it was still there until they moved it. But I did tell her that when we opened the door to the attic and looked across from the sewing room, we saw that little catwalk and we saw that little platform that had the Christmas tree on it still. And I told Mary, my husband looked at me and said, this has to be some kind of sign, because we had built that exact same setup in a house that we built before we moved to Gainesville. And it was so delightful to see it in this home. So it was a sweet conversation. As we were saying our goodbyes, I told Mary that I promised her that we would take really good care of her home and that we would love it as much as she had. And she looked at me and grinned and she said, my wish for you is that you and your husband will be as happy in this home as my husband and I were. And that was the neatest blessing I think I could have gotten. So great day Sunday. That was wonderful, and got a lot of relief from the stress I was feeling. I wasn't stressing out about the packing. I had a whole month to pack. So I did, a good bit every day. I made a plan. You know me, I like to plan. Made a plan, and I had assigned myself certain areas to pack every day, and that's what I did. And if I got all my work done, I got to stitch in the evening. That was my reward. But that wasn't stressful to me. The only thing that was stressing me out was the thought that I might get to closing and not be able to get my furniture in the house. And now I don't worry about that anymore. So everything's going great. My plan for the week is a bit different than what it normally is. I'm not going to sit here and tell you what all I'm going to stitch, because I might not get to. Starting with tomorrow, we have to finish the little bit of packing that's left, and then we will go through and vacuum and clean the floors and get everything nice, because on Thursday afternoon, our buyers are coming to visit. They want to do their final walkthrough, and they want us to be with them. I think they would really like us to introduce them to all the little nuances in the home, how the fireplace works, how the air conditioner is set, that sort of thing. So we are going to be doing that. Sorry about that hard break. I got a low battery signal, so I stopped and plugged my phone in so it wouldn't die on me as I'm telling you goodbye. But anyway, so Thursday we have walkthroughs at both houses. We go see our home Thursday morning with our agent, and then Thursday afternoon we'll do the walkthrough with the people buying our home. Friday morning is closing on both properties, and that's at 10 and noon, and then on Saturday morning, bright and early, truck shows up to load us up. Our movers are actually coming on Friday while we're at the closing. My husband will let them in here and get them started, and then we'll head off for the closing, because they're going to be wrapping the big pieces of furniture like the china cabinet and things like that they'll take apart, take the glass out, wrap everything. They're going to wrap our big pictures. I've got quite a few cross-stitch pieces that they're going to have to wrap and protect, and I'm really sorry I'm not going to be here when that happens, but Anyway, I can't do much about it. So, wish me well on that. Anyway, we moved Saturday morning. So, this week, getting stitching time will be very, very difficult from this point on. But, we'll see. We'll see how it goes. In the meantime, I hope you enjoy what you're stitching. I hope you have a great week. And I will talk to you as soon as I can. Happy stitching, everybody. I thought you guys might like to see this. I have referenced it before, and I didn't know where it might be, but I found it during this move. This is my first ever cross stitch when I was 8 years old. It was a set of pillowcases that I did for my bedroom as a little girl, and I took these into my marriage with me in my hope chest. And at some point, my husband left a pillow at a hotel, and it had this mate's pillowcase on it. So I only have the one. But I want you to look at how terrible this is. Look how tight and uneven those little X's are. My mom kept telling me, it doesn't have to be so tight, it doesn't have to be so tight. Oh, it's just awful. But it just goes to show you. Everybody starts at the beginning, and this was the one thing I did until I was probably 26 years old before I stitched again. But certainly doesn't look as nice and beautiful as some of these samplers we see these young children do, even younger than 8 years of age. So anyway, sharing my shame with you and my humble beginnings. Hope you enjoyed. Well, hello everyone. I thought I would show you sort of where we are. We moved in yesterday, about a 12-hour day, and as you can see, boxes out in the sunroom stacked about shoulder high. Coco's favorite couch is ready for business though. She has been guarding the home. You can see here she's got her new favorite window to look out. So I just thought I would pop in and say a thank you for all the well wishes of a safe move. We did have a good move. It was accident free, and it went quite smoothly, even though it was quite a long day. You accumulate a lot of things in 45 years of marriage, and especially when you have two full households moving. My kitchen is looking almost like a kitchen, but it is still very chaotic. This is not what I can function in very well, so I will be busy next week getting some of this put together. There you go. The sunroom is packed full. But anyway, I just wanted to let you know that today is a busy day at our church. I'm about to leave here for a women's ministry kickoff meeting from 4 to 6. And so I will, unfortunately, leave Coco guarding the house from her favorite perch, and won't be back at unpacking until probably 6:30, 7 o'clock tonight. We were up till 2 a.m. this morning trying to find bed sheets and clothes for today and all of that. So you see, I already have a light for stitching here because my son's having surgery in a few weeks, and I anticipate being downstairs quite a bit with him in the beginning. So I will take snapshots, little snippets for you as we are moving in, and just knit them together for a montage. But I miss everybody. I have missed YouTube videos for a good 2 days now, and I probably am about as sad as Coco looks at the moment because she knows I'm about to go somewhere. Oh, everybody, enjoy your stitching. I miss it terribly right now, and I can't wait to get back to it. But thanks for uh, all the warm wishes and for all your prayers. Thanks. Bye bye. Well, several of you have asked how Coco is adapting to her new home. I guess you can see she's quite comfortable. If you look beyond Coco, you can see that our sunroom is almost empty of boxes. I think we have about 4 left out there, which is fabulous. Fabulous. So excited. Anyway, we do have the hallway clear except for 1 box of pictures that I haven't opened yet. Haven't put any pictures up yet, of course. And then going it this way, you saw the kitchen completely full before. These are things going up to my craft room right here. But the kitchen is almost done. Yay! Now I'm working, sorry for the spin, in the dining room. I'm unpacking in here today. And then I'm going up to the craft room. This will be the first time today on Thursday that I've even started up there. So just wanted to give you an update. It's coming along. We're almost there. Talk to you soon. Hi everyone, welcome back. My name is Dina and I have been absent for a little while. I have been moving and setting up house. So today I am thrilled to be able to let you know that I am filming just a snippet today in my new craft room. I've gotten it about 2/3 of the way there, and so there'll be a tour coming soon, but it's not quite tour ready yet. I have had some lovely, lovely friends who have been helping me to unpack my boxes and set up my housekeeping. And I am very blessed that they've been doing that. So I'll show you this corner. This is my little niche right inside my door. That's the edge of the door right here, coming up the stairs. And then when you come into the room and look around the door, this is what you see. So this little Elfa drawer stacker used to sit right behind me in my other craft room, and it housed a lot of different stitching supplies and various things. And so when I packed it up this time, it allowed me to reorganize it. So I'm happy to let you know what is in my chest of drawers, I guess you would call it. But I have on the bottom, I have all of my smaller floss bobbin boxes for different projects. I've got several because I used to use one for every project that I did. And I have a drawer right up from that that have all of my Q-snaps and my really, really small scroll rods that are, really small like this in that drawer. And then on the drawer right next to that, I have a whole drawer of cards that I collect, thank you cards and things like that. So when I want to drop a friend a card, I have one here and I don't have to run and get anything. And then I have an entire drawer of bobbins for bobbinating my floss and for floss drops, thread drops that I have made or been gifted. And I have those ready for my kitted projects that when kits come with the long threads, I don't bobbinate them. I don't take the time to do that anymore. I just put them on thread drops now. So all of my kit floss are on thread drops. So I have my collection in there. I have another drawer that has tools in it. Screwdriver, a little hammer, pliers, little things you need every now and then to fix something, and I don't want to have to run downstairs to do that. So just an array of things that I might need. I have my thread curls, you know, those little plastic things that we started using around our Q snaps recently. I have a whole little bin of that in there, and just little things that you might need, you know, as you're stitching, little tools that you might need. I don't have fabric or floss or anything like that in that chest. The drawers are meant to be for quick access to a tool or a piece of equipment or something like that that I need, but not my actual cross stitch projects. And then on top, you'll see bins across the top. Those are my current whips, my current active whips. Now, they're the packages for them, the project bags for them. Not all of the fabrics are in those project bags. As you know, I love roller frames, and I have an entire tub, a really long tub, that I used to move my roller frames here. And I was going to hang them back up in my closet the way I did in my old craft room, only it took all the room in the closet. It blocked the shelves. The rod, where the rod is located in this closet, is up, and the shelf is underneath here. And so my cross stitch was hanging in front of the shelf, and I didn't want to have to move that and get things off the shelf and that sort of thing. And I didn't want them rubbing against anything that was on the shelf and getting dirty. So I decided to put them back in that Tupperware container. I actually bought it, I think I explained earlier in a video, I bought it to store wrapping paper. But they fit in there beautifully. Even my large one for pandemic fits in there. So I have those in my closet. I have a closet in this room that I'm putting my cross stitch supplies in. And so I will be able to show that to you pretty soon. It's not quite finished yet. Otherwise, I'm doing great. I had a mishap as we were putting together this sewing room. My husband went and picked up a couple of drawer stackers from IKEA for me. I wanted it in my finishing area, and I wanted to store finishing fabrics and all of the tools I need for finishing. My point driver for framing, my yarn or heavier thread that I use for lacing, and even things like fabric tape, you know, things when you tape the edges down on something that's really small, those kinds of things. And I wanted to put all of my sewing supplies in one of the cabinets that has deep drawers. I wanted to put my sewing thread and my sewing notions and things that I would need when I do pillow finishes or things like that in that cabinet. Well, my husband put it together first, and there was a defect in it. And as he put the little dowel in to hold the drawers together, and when he pushed them together, it popped the very top of the drawer container, the stacker itself. So right on the top of my brand new piece of furniture, looks like a nail pop in your ceiling. Is really what it looks like. And then as we were trying to put the drawers together, you put the little thin bottom in, you know, in the slots, and the very tip top where the slot was just broke off. It's particle board, I guess. Anyway, we had to get wood glue and glue it back together. So my husband's not happy with that piece of furniture, and I think he's going to take it back and just replace it, you know, with another one, trade it out for another one. So that means I don't want to put anything in it because he's got to take it with him to exchange it. And so I have 2 carts full of things over on that side of the room that will go in that stacker of drawers when I get it. And I don't want to load them in and then have to empty them out again when he takes it back. So for that reason, it's not quite ready for a tour because I have those things all over the table over there, and it looks a bit messy and disheveled. And I, you know, want to show it to you when it's in its right form to be functional. So it'll come soon. It won't be too long. So I just wanted to pop in and say hi I did pick up my Little Sheep Virtues from the Framers. It is downstairs. So I will pop back on here either later tonight or tomorrow, the next time I'm up here, and I'll share it with you. I'm very pleased with it. It's quite lovely. I can't wait to put it up. We have had a change. Our son is staying upstairs in our guest room and guest bath until he gets his apartment designed and built in the basement. And that means he could be up here for a while. And that guest room is where I was going to put my Little Sheep Virtues picture and my throw to go with it. So in the meantime, I might be bringing it up here. And so I'll let you see it. You will notice how angled the ceilings are. So it's this way all the way around. I have very few upright walls. Very few. In fact, I have two in the whole room that aren't even all the way across a side. So I won't be able to display pictures like I did before. I got to come up with a different way to enjoy my stitching. So that'll be fun. I'll show it to you when I figure it out. In the meantime, though, I hope you're enjoying what you're stitching. This is the longest I have not stitched since I started watching FlossTube, or even before I started my videos. And I can tell you, it has taken a toll. I am tired and a little bit irritable, and I have to really watch myself to not be snappy. You know, when my husband asked me, could you help me do one more thing? He is working himself to death trying to get this house all set up and ready because he's going hiking soon, and he wants me to have everything in place so that I'm not struggling while he's gone with anything. He's very sweet. So I'll hopefully be able to get stitching this week. That would be really, really good. My son starts his prep for his surgery tomorrow. So now that we've been in the house 1 week, we're going to turn it upside down, and he will start prepping with his totally liquid diet for 2 weeks, and then have his surgery on the 24th. So send him positive thoughts, and this time keep your fingers crossed that nothing happens and it doesn't get postponed again. I don't think he can handle it. It's hard to psych yourself up to do something that's, you know, this self-denying, and then to have it canceled was really, really hard on him. So I appreciate your kind words and your sweet thoughts, and I wish you well. Enjoy your stitching. Put in a few X's for me. Talk to you soon. Happy stitching, everybody. Good morning, everyone. This is Dina, and I am here for a very quick little segment. I want to go ahead and do my random comment generator to select the person who's going to receive my cross-stitch pattern block party, Woof. Thank you so much for those of you who signed up to receive that. There were about 70 people who wanted it, I think. I ran ahead and did the random comment generator on our computer because I'm having to run it off of my phone as a hotspot. And so I didn't film it because my phone was busy being my hotspot, and I didn't want to overtax it. So as soon as the random comment was generated, I snapped a picture of it, and I'll put it in here. So congratulations, Mark Swicer. I hope that you will enjoy stitching Woof Block Party. I will put my email at the in the comment section below, and you can just send me your snail mail address, and I'll drop that in the mail to you. I will talk to you guys soon. Thanks for watching. Happy stitching.